Hey, this is Corey with Goodspeed Lawn and Design, and I am working on sending at least an Android version out for how to manipulate Google Maps so that you are able to take a photo of where you're at, look at a map, put some layers down, and communicate well with other people. So let's get started. I'm on Google's opening screen, and we are going to go to google.com. Google.com and then /maps. And then you're going to see mine already auto-populated up here. It's maps/D. Google.com/maps/D. If you're logged into Google on your phone, it'll automatically pull up what's called Google My Maps. If you're looking up here, this Google My Maps is the important part. It is not Google Maps per se. This is a different version of it that allows you to build your own special features. We are going to start a new map. That was my daughter chiming in. Sorry about that. We're going to start a new map just by pressing this plus button down in the corner and give it a second. Yep, here I am. I'm hanging out in the middle of an empty parking lot during the coronavirus. So we may look back at this in a couple years and just laugh about it. But anyway, we are going to go over to Peaks at Woodman Apartments. That's where we're going to make our first notes. And this is just an example, but you can type an address here in the search bar if you wanted to go do a map of some other property. But we knew that Peaks at Woodman, which is right up the street, is where we wanted to do stuff. So I'm going to start by tapping Legend. Up here on Legend, base map is really simple to use. I like to use this satellite base map because it allows us to see tons of things, even down to the detail of seeing things like sprinkler boxes and individual trees and individual rock beds. Like if you look in here, we're looking at 6 distinct AC units. We're able to see specific patches of grass and communicate things here. Now, there's two different ways you can do this. I was going to say you can do a single point by pressing this thing that looks like a flag marker, or you can do a polygon with the dots and lines. So if we wanted to just accentuate this patch of grass over here, we can tap it. We'll delete this one because that one was a mistake. But let's say we do want to add a polygon. We'll tap the circles and lines. We're going to say add a line or shape, and then we actually can zoom in and build a polygon that goes directly over this patch of grass, and we're going to call this patch of grass. Super helpful. One of the reasons that I like to do this in the web browser instead of doing it through the My Maps app that Google's released is because this one, if you look down here, we have these options. Option number 1 would be to change the color. Let's say that patch is dying, so we give it some color that looks dead. So we give it like an orange or yellow color. Oh, that's a good dead grass color. So we give it a good dead grass color. We can edit this, say patch of grass. We can change the note in here that says it's dying. And then look over here, we have a chance to take a photograph. At least for the Android, it takes you through a couple of steps, which as long as you don't have to do this 20 or 30 times in a row, it's not a problem. It's going to ask you to verify what you want it to be done with. I'm going to take a quick photograph of what's directly in front of me. Confirm that that's the photo that I want. It's going to upload real quick. And then we're going to have at least this before photo, after photo, some sort of evidence that's tied directly to this polygon on the map. So once everything is saved, you see that we have a polygon, and here's where it's nice, is this is titled, tracked back to different layers. So we can rename this layer like projects to be quoted. Okay? And we can add multiple projects to that. What's nice about My Maps is you go to Legend and you can add another layer, and we'll do something like, we'll rename this one irrigation repairs. With irrigation repairs now existing, you see this highlighted blue. That tells you the highlighted blue on the very side of things shows you kind of what we're dealing with, which field we're dealing with. So the difference between Sorry, we slipped out of there. Irrigation repairs or projects to be quoted. If we want to add pins to irrigation repairs, we need to make sure that this blue marker on the left-hand side of the screen is there. Projects to be quoted, you'll notice as I tap on it, the blue marker goes to the other side. So irrigation repairs, because irrigation repairs are a lot more likely to be just a single broken head, we're going to pretend that we have one broken head. We'll zoom in on an area, and instead of doing the polygon, we'll do the single point, and we drop a single point flag, and we'll say broken head, broken head, fix ASAP. We'll add a photo of this broken head. Need a photo of head. There's a photo. Nice and easy. We'll upload that. And we are good to go. Now what you're going to notice is that marker may not be the type of marker that you want, so you can go to this edit thing. One of my favorites is under more icons. It's this single dot. So it's very specific of where exactly we're talking about, and as you zoom out of the map, that dot stays distinct, so we're able to see where it's at. So we have our two different points here. Let's say you need to communicate something that's not absolutely all the information for this entire map at one time. If you want to communicate everything about the map, best thing to do is just share the map. You share it by going to Legend, Share, and then you send this map to whomever. So we're going to say test map, and we're going to send this to Alyssa because Alyssa has been asking questions about stuff. So we're going to invite Alyssa to join us. It has to be a Google address. Alyssa's email is hosted through Google, so that's where we're going to take care of that. And we can send that to her. Now when we go back and look at it, we're going to see that I'm going to change the perspective on it, sorry about that, but you're going to see that I'm the owner of it and she has editing responsibilities, or you can change it to just viewing responsibilities. You can also change it so anyone with a link can view it. So you can go to share link, and then you give them the permissions to be able to view the map no matter who they are. So that's a really nice way to do things. Sorry, what I was saying was, as you go in and you share it with people, if you want to share everything, that's how you share it. But if you just really want to share the single polygon that you made or the single point that you made, you go in here, you do a screen save. You can trim it down. On Android, you do screen save by pressing power and down volume at the same time. You're going to zoom in on that little bit of turf. You're going to go to share. And then you can just text message it out. So this one, we'll send it over to Dan Beck. Pull up Dan. Say, here's the turf from the training. Nice and easy, so you have a very distinct image that comes through that says exactly what you're communicating about. You can do that with lines. You can do that with a lot of different things. I know that at least on my Android, after I do a screen share and I've cropped it down, I'm also able to draw on it at the same time if there's something that we need to denote or point out. And then again, you just share it. So that's pretty much the bulk of our training today. Google My Maps, it automatically saves. You know how to share it with other people. You can copy entire maps. It works just inside of the Google Sphere. So if you have any questions, make sure to give me a call. Thanks. Bye.